And I see the red lights, which means we are live on this Tuesday.
You see the red light or red jacket? Which one? Oh, okay. I didn't know where. You something shining bright, so I don't
Standing out.
My brother ready for the holiday.
Yeah, Halloween's coming.
I told you anytime something back there, that mean I wore it the previous week. So I had that on
I saw you. I saw you in the pictures.
Saturday.
I messed
Oh
up.
yeah.
I thought it was Mr. Sammy and it was Stevenson event. I text Mr. Sammy. He said, somebody hacked your page. I said, oh, sugar honey iced tea. It was Stevenson. Damn.
Shit.
You know what?
Yeah, sugar
Your
honey
mind just all twisted these days. I don't know what's going on with you, Fatine, but come back to us.
Please,
Okay.
oh,
Come back.
Lord.
Come back to us.
please come back.
Remember us? Remember us here?
Please.
I don't know if I could come back with honey packs, boy. I don't know. I don't know, boy.
Hey, they in here somewhere.
Oh my God.
In the closet.
Why are they in the closet?
Keeping us.
Gotta keep that stash close.
But
Never know when things
like
gonna pop off in the closet.
right.
It's big
It's not on
enough.
the side of your bed.
I would just say this: my closet is really big. Just say that. I could put a bed in here if I wanted to.
Okay.
I mean, that's beautiful, but still, do you?
So I mean, I got space in here to come in here if I'm getting dressed.
Yes. And to do other activities. I'm not mad at you. Let's go. You know, did Facebook do another update or something?
Did what?
Did Facebook do another update?
I
Yes,
ain't sure.
they did.
They did.
Mm-hmm.
It always messes me up. All right. Welcome to Tanky Tea of Life. This is where we talk about any and everything. We are live on this good Tuesday. I am your host, Veronica, back with you on tonight. So glad to be back in the hot seat. My brother, Victor, damn it, boy, White is back with us.
Oh
I'm
yeah.
trying to tag all of you good folks. Yeah. I think his name is Fatine. He's with us tonight.
Hot boy
And-
team.
Hot boy cowboys. There you go, baby.
And back with us again tonight is Neek Groove. What's going
Neek,
on?
I have a
Neek?
Neek.
Yes, sir.
I have a quick question for you. Do you know about? I mean, you younger. You familiar with the Doodle Bops?
Yeah.
All right. So when I
Whoa,
mentioned
whoa,
to
whoa.
Veronica,
What does that have to do with me being younger?
well, because
mean-
what happens is that it's not part of my generation as coming
It's
up.
not a part of mine either.
Oh, okay. But you have kids, right?
Yeah,
And but they didn't watch it.
it was past their time, but yeah, I know
Okay.
it was during my brother's time. Go ahead.
Yeah. What happens is Veronica, she said, well, I'm Veronica. And the girl, she says, I'm so-and-so Doodle. And the way she does it, I try to tell Veronica, she's like, I don't know what the hell you talking about, Fatigue. So,
You don't know
yeah. The Doodle Bops, yeah, they were good.
Where the
The
doodle
Doodle
bops?
Bops, yeah, that's it.
You're talking about the people that was green and yellow and
Yeah, that's him. And when you say I'm Veronica, blah blah blah, you come off just like that young lady introducing the Doodle Bops. Yep.
Oh,
It's not a a joke on you. It's how you introduce. That's it. It's
Oh,
cool.
okay.
Yeah, this
All
reminds me of
right.
that.
Well, thank you, Fatine.
My daughter still looked said I was too old to be watching something that I enjoyed.
Oh.
Anyway,
They were
anyway,
good. They had good music.
they
All
had good
right.
music. Yes, they did, and they entertained the kids. There are little good themes there too. And then they did dancing, and they had rhythm. Even though all the actors were white, the woman on one of the women on there, they had two. They were black, and they came on. They had soul. They had rhythm. It was really good. It was
Oh,
really good, and to see the kids all, black and white all mixed in, that was really good. So that was a real good thing. So anyway,
okay. I'm gonna have to check that out. Well,
mhm.
welcome to Sanctity of Life, everybody. This is where we talk about any and everything. Tonight, Sanctity of Life, of course, is being brought to you by Hip Hop Fitness with Veronica every Wednesday night, 7 p.m. and Saturday mornings, 9 a.m. at the Big Area Gym in Darlington. We get our workout on, dance cardio. We have a lot of fun. And now added to the plate is at the Pine Center on Jessamine Street in Darlington, where we get to moving on Mondays with the seniors. And I have such a great time with them. So much fun, just like the rest of my classes. I enjoy every moment. So, if you would like to get a nice workout on, join one of my classes, sweat, burn some cardio, calories, I meant to say, and let's get a good workout on. What's going on, Carol? Hey, Thomas. Hey, Laura. Hey, Lisa. Everyone for watching tonight. We appreciate you guys. We have a great show lined up for you tonight. And how was everyone's weekend? Let's talk about that first of all.
How was yours?
It's mud.
He asked that
Fantastic.
with a smile.
Yeah,
Fantastic. I
she got
had,
to be a kid.
yes,
Yeah. How
I
was
was
the
a,
mud run?
oh my God, it was so much fun. I had a great time. The sisterhood was just unbelievable. It was really great. We had a great time. And I feel like next time it's going to be a busload of us going because I've had tremendous amount of feedback. Everyone asking when is the next one. And hey, Neat, you gonna be on that
Yes.
bus?
Yes.
Yes, we getting it in the next time. This is gonna be a girls' trip, a girls' weekend. Like we're gonna have so much fun. The next one is gonna be in Charlotte, April,
Okay.
April 23rd, if I'm not mistaken. It's April 23rd. So get ready for that. We're gonna have a lot of fun. We're gonna have a lot of fun. Yes. So, guys, how was your weekend?
I
Victor.
I went to Sherrall for the NAACP banquet. I was a guest. We were all invited. I was happy that I could make it. Everybody else had prior engagements, and I must say Stevenson showed all of us some love. I must say that I was expecting one thing, and when I got there, I was wild the entire time. The speaker was good. Everything was nice. Stevenson incorporated the youth with into the banquet as well. There was one thing that I was just like, I actually somebody told me I need to put some shea butter on my feet, right? Because my shit be a little ashy. And I wore these damn slick ass damn dress shoes, and I've been sliding in these shoes all damn
Oh
night
my
long. I
God.
couldn't move like I wanted to, but I must say, other than my feet feeling like, what I'm saying, I had a bucket of water in them. I had an amazing time. I'd do it again. Stevenson, anytime you have anything going
Yes.
on in Chirag, you let us know and we're gonna pull up on you.
Yes, I so hate I missed the event, but you all know what I was doing Saturday. I did get back, um, not too late. I probably could have made it, Victor. I started to text you, but then I'm like, by the time I get all the way to Sherrall, it's gonna be like pretty much over. So I'm just glad you was able to go and represent for us all. Thank you.
Yep.
Oh yeah.
Thank you, Stevenson, for the invite. I'm
Yes.
glad y'all both had a great time.
Yes, yes, yes. So what's going on for teen in your
Whatever your
world?
name is.
Right, whatever your name, because I don't know who you are right now.
Why? I'm not the imposter. I'm here. Same old, same old. Just moving around the Carolinas. Down between Conway and Myrtle Beach. Enjoying myself. Just I don't stay still. But
Yeah, we see that.
yeah, between work and pleasure, I just have a good time. That's
Hmm.
it. Mm-hmm.
You
Mm-hmm.
got
That's
your
it.
honey too?
I got my honey pack. I ain't with me though, but I got it.
Hmm. He's keeping it very close.
Woo!
Nick, how was your weekend?
Relaxing. I
Good.
didn't do much. I didn't do much at all.
Your
That's good.
energy ain't the. Where's your wine or something?
Oh,
Your
I have a
energy.
wine. I
Oh,
have a
cause
wine.
your energy ain't popping like it news. You be like, let's roll. You
Oh,
good?
Okay.
sorry. Let me bring out the.
Right.
Okay. Huh?
It'll get
All right.
there.
All
Yeah.
right.
It'll get there. Well,
Okay.
thank y'all so much for watching. We appreciate y'all. Cheryl, Alicia, hey, Mr. Retha, Patricia, both Patricias on here. Mr.
Cause
Sammy, hello, hello, hello. Laura. Oh, yeah, I spoke to Laura. Laura said ring the bell already. Guys, we are so glad that you all are joining us tonight. We're going to kick things off. This, was very popular last week. I guess, it's still some chit chatter out there that's going on with, and I hope I'm saying his name correctly, Ime
yes, correct.
Udoka.
Uduka. Udoka.
Udoka. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
All right, of the Boston Celtics head coach. He made headlines last week for his cheating scandal um, with actress Nia Long. And everybody was going in on him, calling him crazy because he cheated on Nia Long and blah 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 blah. And then I've been listening to Stephen A. Smith and how he was talking about the whole situation and how he felt some type of way. And I have to agree with Stephen A. because um they suspended him for an entire year, right? For an entire season. And it's like this isn't the first cheating scandal that's going on in the sports world. Okay. It's not the first and it won't be the last. But for some reason, this particular one has been on Front Street and everybody is talking about it. This man is out of a job. He's on suspension for a year. And according to their the Boston Celtics, what you call it when they sit down and they talk about it. Um,
Board.
they huh?
The board.
Yeah, but they had a live, what do you call it, Fatine?
What you mean a live?
Press
What?
conference.
Press conference. Thank you. That's the word I'm looking for. So during the press conference, they were saying the little bit that I did watch, they were saying that even after the end of his year suspension, they don't even know if they're going to bring him back. They haven't made a decision on what they're going to do at the end of his suspension. So my thing is, what is so different about this man cheating than other people in these high rank organizations, sports arena? Like, what's so different about him? So
And
it
maybe it's who
gotta
he cheated
be,
with.
and who he cheated with. But the thing
Hmm.
is, it gotta be who he cheated with. That's the thing. It gotta be somebody high rank that he cheated with, and they all are like going in on this. So, Fatine, this is your thing that you wanted to jump on. So,
Yeah.
what is your
So
thought?
so the first thing is that you know him being suspended, like you just said, it's not the first time someone's got caught at cheating, and it's not going to be the last time. The difference in this situation is that the Boston Celtics, not the NBA, the Boston Celtics as a club can have their own policies, their own employee policies. And in their policies that is stated that you cannot have relations with another person that works for the company. That has come up when we do sexual harassment training from both my radio stations. We've
Mhm.
brought up, could we go out with somebody at the company They they don't recommend it, but they don't say no. They say that it is your personal business, but due to the fact that it can become a conflict of interest because it's your workplace, sometimes it's good to let your immediate supervisor know or whatever. In this case, I he accepted this to suspension. The problem I have is, why is the woman not suspended? And
That's
I don't care if it would have been a man on man relationship, a woman on woman in the relationship. He didn't cheat with somebody outside the organization. He cheated with somebody inside the organization. So if you cheated with somebody inside the organization, why is that person not suspended? So there seems to be a double standard. Number two, the reason why I want to bring this up, because on social media, people start going down listing people. Oh, Nia Long, he's crazy, he's this, that, and the other. They put up other women who have been cheated on, Halle Berry, whatever, so and so down the list. And one of the things that me and Victor may not have directly, and he can speak for himself, but one of the things us men have been saying, and even women have said, is that doesn't matter how much money you make, or how attractive you may, or how much stardom you have, and we and Victor have said this on this show, that doesn't stop cheating. We keep telling you folks, because not only men cheat, women cheat too. There's different reasons, but I just get tired and frustrated to hear that people want to put people on a pedestal because of the money they make, the looks, the glamour, and the prestige, and feel that that stops a person from cheating. It doesn't. And y'all need to, when I say y'all, not the team here, but y'all out there need to look at this for what it really is, and start to, I didn't say accept, but understand that it's not just based on those things that I just said.
Mhm. Well, I mean, you're right about that. Now he got suspended. What consequences is she facing?
She's
You
not
know,
facing any that I heard anything yet,
exactly. She cheated with him. It's not like he cheated by himself. So I feel like if he got suspended, then she should have got suspended as well. I
because
don't
they
care who
both said it
she
was
But
is.
consensual.
I think it's an ongoing investigation currently. I don't think she's not going to be punished. I think just he got punished first, or whatever. Like you said, he violated. He violated a violation. So that could have been in his contract. So that's probably why it was so quick on his end. In her contract that she had to sign when she accepted employment, probably said something else, and he probably has to go, through a different protocol. But that doesn't say that she's not going to be punished for it. It just she hasn't been punished for it yet.
Yeah, well, let's hope that's the case. I mean, because it's not fair to him.
Nope.
Yeah,
You
because it's
know,
So,
somebody's wife, from my understanding.
right.
so
She's married.
yeah, the
Hmm.
little bit that I heard, so Matt Barnes did an interview. He said he put up a post saying, "What's the big deal?" Then he took it down and retracted it and said that once he found out the details about what happened, he thinks that the Boston Celtics probably should have done more than what they did. So I think there's more to it than that.
Hmm.
We all know it happens at the job. The boss sleep with so and so gets promoted or gets a job because they slept with so and so. I mean, this is not that big of a deal to me. Um,
Hmm.
I mean, to be honest with you, these rich people doing rich people shit. So to me, it's, you know, it should be a wake up call to everybody. No matter, like Fatine said, no matter who you are, what you are, um, no one's above getting cheated on.
Mm.
So I don't think he was stupid. I just think he was careless. You know what I'm saying? Because it's what it is after that. I don't
Because he
know
got
what the
caught.
reason why he did it. Good, but they
Right.
did say it was a consensual sexual relationship. Once
Hmm.
the consent was in there, I'm done with it. As long as ain't nobody got raped, I mean, it
Right.
is what it is.
Mm,
Um, what I read was it was somebody's wife in the organization who
correct.
was also in the organization. So there's a lot, I believe, that they're investigating at the current moment. So it must something big must have happened behind it
Mhm.
for them to just jump to let's suspend him for the rest of the season.
Right.
Um,
They had
so
to.
I
They had
can't
to.
say that, you know, I can't say they're wrong for it because I don't know the details because
Yeah.
usually it takes a while for them to even come to that conclusion.
Yeah. They said they've been investigating since July, I believe.
Well, because from what's out there is that the woman that cheated with him is in a relationship, is either married or
She's
engaged or
married.
whatever, married, and the husband did he hired his own PI, private investigator, and once he found out the details and had pictures, he told the Boston Celtics, if you don't move, I'm dropping this out to the media. So the Boston Celtics had to act real quick because they had to get ahead of this because he only gave them a couple of days. If you don't move on this, I'm moving on this. So the Boston Celtics had to get ahead of it because he was going to come out and say, this has been known. I've said certain things. You guys haven't acted on it or didn't investigate. So now that's my wife. I'm coming out with it. And that's what he did. And that's what the Boston tried to get ahead of it. That's what I'm hearing so far.
I heard she
Well,
got caught on the Ring camera. I heard she
Yes,
was
yes,
outside
yes,
having a
yes.
private conversation. So I got Ring cameras all over my yard, and I can tell you right now, they pick up every damn thing. I
Mm-hmm.
can hear you before I see you.
Right.
So
Yeah.
to all you cheaters that like talking outside, don't do that shit around the Ring camera because they have excellent microphones. Excellent
Exactly.
microphones.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
and I just want to say to Mr. Sammy, he states it shouldn't have ever been a headliner. I totally disagree, and I'll respond to that. And then Cheryl, I think, said it's overshadowing the Brett Favre situation out there. So two things, yeah, it should have been a headliner, Mr. Sammy. The reason why it should have been a headliner, the Boston Celtics went to the championship and lost to the Golden State Warriors. This is a story. There's a lot of things going on in Boston. Boston has this stigma, and it's not just the stigma of being in a racial climate. The Boston Celtics really went beyond to get more players of color. They hired a black coach. He's done well in a short period of time, and they was looking for the Boston Celtics to be one of those top teams again. So this is a major head coach, even in a short period of time, and a man of color. Again, I'm not saying the media is picking on him because he's black, because it should have been anyone. Is it outshadowing Brett Favre? I think that both stories need to be dealt with. I think that the media hasn't jumped on Brett Favre properly. And so you can't say it's a double standard. I got that and I get that. I think that we could chew gum and ride a bike at the same time. Brett Favre should be a story. Brett Favre, I'm glad that his radio programs are put on hold. If folks don't know, this son of a B has gotten away in the NFL with things that are more egregious than what not this Victor, but what's Vic's
Mike
first
Vick
name? Mike Vicks did with the situation with the dogs, which is not cool neither. You understand? But Brett
and
Favre is
Deshaun
being
Watson, because they had proof that Brett Favre had a massage therapist, and he actually was sending naked pictures to the woman.
exactly. So at the end of the day, Mr. Sammy, I do understand the double standard. So I'm not going to hit you there, but they could deal with both of them. And Brett Favre now is coming out more, and hopefully the media deal with it. And that's why I'm glad you brought up Stephen A. Smith, and other commentators are not going to let Brett Favre escape with this, because there is a double standard when it comes down to folks that are not looking like us and then get the worst treatment out there. And Brett Favre's been able to escape. This son of a gun is taking money from poor people. That is crazy. And what you just mentioned and all these pictures and things like this is the kind of crap that they get away with. And when we call it systemic racism, a lot of people don't want to look at it, but it is what it is. So that's what we're dealing with.
I want everybody to sit back and take a deep breath and realize that the Nigerian dude is employed. Brett Favre is not. So Brett Favre will be handled by the court of law, and we are prosecuting the whatever his name is in social court. So there's a big difference. There's a very big difference. When the Fed, because Brett Favre was messing with federal money, and we all know the feds is going to be very meticulous when they do their thing. They ain't going to act when the public want them to act. They act when they ready. So as soon as they get enough evidence, it might not be this year or next year, but Brett Favre ass is going to jail. The Nigerian guy, he didn't do nothing. He didn't break any laws. So yes, he broke team rules and the team handled it, and they
Right.
was able to handle it swiftly. But when you start talking about the court of law, there's a procedure,
Good point.
indictments and all that other shit. So that
Good
may
point.
take a while.
Good point. Good point, Victor. I think I agree with that. No disagree on that.
All right. Um, yeah. So those were very, very good points, and we'll just see what happens to this story. It's just it's a shame when something like that breaks, especially being in those positions, like for the entire world to see. When it comes to someone being cheated on in public, that's a hurtful feeling. You know, and I know they're celebrities, and they have no choice because things like that are gonna break out. But it's just it's sad when a person have to go through that, and especially for everyone to see.
Could I
So
say something real quick on this? Two things. Because the cheating, you're right, Veronica. It's not cool. It's not cool, and people get hurt. What people are doing is, and I think Cheryl just said, couldn't he cheated with someone else? And I've said this before. A lot of times we cheat within our circle. We cheat within our circle. How we move is where we cheat. You understand what I'm saying? That's how it usually happens. That's how it happens. So that's one thing. Now to Sister Nia Long. I didn't say anything about Sister because a lot of people say, "Oh, they wasn't together." They were together because Nia put out a statement last week to People's Magazine. And what I'm taking up, the reason why I'm taking up for Nia on this one, and she don't need me to take up for her, but I am as a man taking up for her. How disrespectful is a woman that is not only dealing with his scheduling trips for him to travel, is also scheduling her trips, and that's the woman that cheated. That's that low down
yep,
crap. That's
yep.
that low down crap that I'm getting on your sisters, because y'all want to throw so many daggers at cheating men, rightfully so, but y'all don't throw it at those sisters that stab y'all asses in the back.
Listen,
Because
I
she's
would
not obligated to. I mean, she's on a free trip. She doesn't have to. Like, why would I go after a woman that cheated with my? He was supposed to be faithful to Nia, no one else. And from what I read, that girl is just the only one that got caught because she got caught by her husband. It's been multiple staff members that he's messed with. That's why he's in the position that he's in. So when she's booking trips, like you said, booking trips for him, and she's also booking trips for the woman and that slow down, you don't know what story he had to tell them to make them comfortable with cheating. Because a
Doesn't
lot
yeah.
of
matter.
Don't
times,
You know
don't
he's in a
don't be in my
relationship.
face. Don't be in my face. Don't be in
Yep.
my
But
face.
thank you.
but
Don't be in
and
the face. That's
I completely
it.
understand that, and I agree with
Nope.
that 100%.
And I don't.
However,
Mhm.
you don't like, because I think I explained to y'all, like, I've been on the other side of it before, so I understand when it's like you don't realize what's going on the other end. You don't. She probably doesn't know that somebody is booking the trip. And then again, she might, but you don't know the conversations that him and her had. He could have been like, "Yeah, she's horrible. This, and she's that." And as women, we have a problem with feeling superior. A huge problem with that.
Say that
Now
again.
We
that
have
is
a problem with feeling superior over other women.
now you do have men telling their mistress or whatever, oh well, things ain't good at home, or I'm going through this, or she's not making me happy and I'm miserable at the house. Like they throw all kind of game
We
to
say
get.
we throw we men and women.
But
Well,
y'all
I'm
still deflect to the men. Why are y'all not getting on the women that know the woman
it's
that
not
you're cheating with their man? You know that woman, and
uh
that's what I'm saying. That I don't hear y'all going after that. Y'all
for
want to come
one.
back to say, "Oh, I'm not saying all of y'all," but what Neek just said. Well, we don't know what the man. Hell with the man right now.
Okay,
What about that low down sister that
and
is
I'm getting
cheating with that man that you know is married or know who you are
because
and
you
you just
don't
cheating.
know what
That's where I'm
he's
getting at.
telling her. Like
Well,
There's no excuse.
and I'm sorry that you feel like we're supposed to attack her too, but we can't attack her because just like he told us whatever
Then
he
we can't
charmed us,
attack men. Then we can't attack
he
men.
made us feel special. He probably made her feel special
Okay.
too. He
Okay.
probably made her feel like she was on top of the world, made her okay with where she's at.
Okay.
see,
And
I was
you have
thinking
to,
about.
I'm sorry, go ahead.
No, go ahead, Nick.
But you have to understand that. So she's emotionally evolved, she's emotionally involved with this individual, so she's listening to him, she believes what he says, she's probably head over heels in love. Like, yeah, some women
With
are
the
like
husband at
that.
home. With the husband at home.
Yeah, and probably like, oh, he doesn't look at me, he doesn't tell me I'm beautiful, he doesn't, he doesn't pay me no attention, and this man is.
They both probably was telling they was feeding off one another. And
Exactly. So
that's why I said what I said about men, because I was going off what Nick was saying about how, the man can say certain things to a woman and it gets in her head and she'll fall for it and blah 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 blah. Now I'm gonna tell you, I was gonna make this post the other day, but I was like, you know what, I ain't getting ready to step on nobody's toes. I was young, I did things back in the day that I shouldn't have done. But I was gonna make this post. If women stop cheating with these men, who would they have to cheat with?
Each
So we
other.
can't just, well, each other. We can't point finger at these men because the women are
Thank
the
you.
ones that's cheating with these men.
Thank you.
You're
That's
right.
all I want to hear. I'm tired of hearing always a. I don't want to curse tonight, but a effing
I'm
excuse
just saying
that
it is what it is.
you don't call the women out. And if a woman knows, if Veronica knows Neek and cheat with your man, I don't care what your man tells Veronica. Veronica knows that that's your man. That's stabbing you in the back.
not
And I
That's
don't
necessarily.
see.
Well, I will say this: if me and Veronica were close friends and she slept with my significant other, I still wouldn't go after her.
Okay, fine.
I still wouldn't go. And the reason why I would not go after her in that way is because at the end of the day, she could be emotionally involved. Evolved. Why do I keep saying evolved? She's emotionally involved with this individual. I don't know what he's told her to fill her head up to be comfortable with stabbing me in the back. And her letting him get in her head like that
But
mentally,
what if
he
she went
doesn't
after him, Neek? What if she went after
and
him?
that's a mental issue. That is
Oh,
a
now
mental
it's a
issue.
mental
Women,
issue?
yes, women who
Oh,
go
you gotta
towards
be
men
damn
who they
joking me
know
tonight.
are emotionally unavailable to them, that's a mental disorder.
If
So
y'all gonna sit there, if y'all sit there, then I'm just gonna be with the men's
Like
club,
a
and that's
man
it.
cheating is
Because
a
then,
mental disorder. A man who cheat consistently, that's a mental
so you
disorder.
give us the benefit of the doubt, just like you giving a woman the benefit of the doubt, right? You better. Because if you
Why?
don't, then why don't you call out a woman?
I ain't
When
sleeping with
is a
her.
woman
I ain't
wrong?
sleeping with her.
No, when is a wrong?
I don't care
So
what woman
okay,
approaches my man. At the
right?
end of the day, he is obligated to me. He's supposed to say no. I don't
Mm,
care if she came stroking him up and down, went down on him. I don't care.
yeah,
I
that
don't
he's
care. It's for him to say no. He's
That's
so
loyal.
good.
He's supposed to be loyal to me, not her.
Gotcha.
yeah.
so let me step in for a second.
I'll step
So
in.
it was what some women don't understand, and we've been saying this to men. Two men is
Mm-hmm.
just sex. All right, with y'all, it's emotions involved. So when people get to cheating, I'm not gonna come to you and say, I got the best wife in the world because I know you ain't gonna want to give me no tail. So I'm going to down my person. I'm going to sit here and make you think and want you to feel sorry for me and give me some sympathy coochie. That's what I want. It's not no damn mental disorder. People just cheat because that's what they want to do. It's a conscious decision.
Mhm.
So I don't really feel like, I don't think that it's a mental disorder that people cheat
It's
because
not a
to be
mental
honest
disorder.
with you,
The
It's not.
and
nymphos.
and I'm going to probably get a text message in a fucking second. But to be honest with you, monogamy is something that y'all created.
That's right.
Monogamy is not something that
We
it's a
men believe
choice.
in.
It's
A
a
lot of us don't
choice. If
believe
you
in
look
that.
at
Everything is a choice, though.
it, but if you look
That's
at
true.
the,
Everything.
if you look
That's right.
at all the animals in the animal kingdom, I will say this: some of your smarter animals tend to be with one partner, but for the majority of the animal kingdom on Earth, it's all about multiplying and going on with your legacy.
That's it.
So
That's
I'm
it.
not down in monogamy. I'm not saying that I'm not monogamous. All I'm saying is that monogamy was created and y'all want us to follow that.
Yep.
I
And
mean,
I
but you
told
don't
y'all,
have to.
yeah, and I told people, so y'all want to know, anybody watching this tonight, anybody who wants to get with me or whatever, I practice it, but I don't believe in it. I don't believe in it.
Look,
Fuck that. Because I ain't sitting up here
I'm
talking
with
about
Veronica on that. I don't understand that.
mental issues and all that kind of stuff.
It
Because y'all
is.
try to put us in a
yeah,
bag, and a lot of
But
us.
it's not just men; it's women as well.
Oh yeah,
Like,
well, yeah. You know why? There's a numerous reasons why women do it, and they do it for some of the same reasons that men do it, and other reasons.
some
Just like
women,
we do.
some women were sexually, assaulted and went through that abuse as
I
younger
agree.
kids and grew
Yeah.
up to be women who sleep around and sleep with married men in relationships because they know they just need that fix.
Mm,
They have that
yeah.
itch.
Yeah. So Alicia asked me specifically for teen, are you saying the women that's being cheated on needs to confront the other woman? Let me just tell you that I've been with women that if their girlfriend cheated with me, I'm gonna get a lashing. I'm gonna get a lashing. But trust me, their girlfriend, they better put that grease in their head because they're coming. They're coming.
That's
Damn
different.
right. If you think that you cross that line and I'm your girlfriend or a family member, your ass is on. Yo, you better watch your back.
You need
And
to
you know
watch
what?
yours
Look,
because
I
you should
said
have
it.
known better.
I just said I'm gonna get mine, but
But you
damn
know,
sure that girl gonna get hers too.
but then you know what? When these men are approaching these women, because I always say the most persistent, the most consistent men are men who are in relationships and married. They plan dates. I have one that sends me good morning every morning in my inbox,
Mm-hmm.
and his wife is on my timeline.
See what I'm saying?
you should
So
block him.
like,
You
Dirty
should block
dog.
him.
Block
but
them
see,
then.
but if
Right.
I send her that, she's not gonna leave. She's not gonna leave.
Why
She's
should
gonna
she?
downplay it as, well, why you didn't block him.
But you keep it. You accepting this.
Exactly.
I
Are
You're
know
you
he's
encouraging
responding?
no,
it.
Are you
Block
no,
responding?
him.
no.
Block him.
He can't
He
send
just
me no
gonna
more
slow
messages.
walk you down, baby.
And
The
see,
thing
Let me
that's
tell
about
you
it,
Walk you
something,
down.
man.
Walk
but
you
the thing
down.
about it is, like, I hope one day, like, and the reason why I guess some men I don't block when they have girlfriends is because I want their girlfriends to see that. I want them to see that your man is here talking to himself. He is persistently talking to himself every day, and this is who you're choosing. This is who you wake up and choose every day.
but does she don't know that though.
Most
I don't
most
think she
women go
knows.
through. I mean, I'm saying when she does go through. Like, I had a woman that did see me in her man's DMs. It wasn't nothing like that though. But she never said anything about me. She never she never even confronted me. She went and blasted all these other women, and I'm the last person to talk to them. And it was because, like, the
Yeah.
conversation was, you have a girlfriend. There's nothing you can do for me.
I tell you
But see,
this.
and this
Go ahead, V. Go ahead.
no, I was gonna say this is when we as women have to step up. Because yes, I'm like you. I have people in my inbox, but I know not to respond back.
Yep.
You know what I'm
Nope.
saying? So it stopped them from responding because I wasn't responding back. Stop sending me messages because if you don't get it that first two times, then something is really wrong with you. But I don't have those issues no more because I put a stop to it. But if you that type of woman that you continue and you responding back and you going back and forth in messages, okay, then you kind of leading them on to say, oh, it's cool. I can inbox her and she'll respond to me and blah blah blah.
So you
So we
Yep.
talk
as
about.
women have to be careful with that.
But yeah, see, a lot of women just let them sit there and talk to themselves. But when it comes into telling another woman that, hey, your man is in my inbox, sometimes we get blamed then. So, or even if we're messing with a man that we don't know that's in a relationship or we don't know that's married and we find out, a lot of times women have approached that woman like, hey, I'm letting you know this is what your man doing. This is how long we've been doing it. And now I'm the bad person because I told you. I'm getting busted in the eye because I came to you as a woman. And it's a lot of posts to say, oh, come to me as a woman, end up in a hospital. So like, why would I come to you? I would just either leave him alone if, wean myself off of him. But why come to you? Why tell you what cheating man? And most women know they have a cheating man.
Yeah.
So
Uh,
why come to a woman?
uh,
So
That don't make sense.
you said the most persistent men are
Mm-hmm. Men in
married or in a
relationship.
relationship. So I'm gonna have to disagree with you on
I don't
slightly
know to take
because
no.
that's your point
My
of view
experience.
or experience. But I can tell you something. If I want something, I'm gonna go get it.
Hmm.
And I ain't gonna say you gonna tell me hard time telling me no shit like that. But I'm gonna leave a mark. You gonna know that you gonna be like, you know what? I'm at least get a shot. I'm gonna present the I'm gonna present myself in a way that at the very least I'm gonna get a chance to fuck it up. But that hey beautiful, good morning, all that. I'm not telling nobody no damn good morning. You know if you woke up, you know it's daytime. I ain't doing all that shit. But it's other ways. If you really and I can give a little game to some of y'all that's out here having problems. It's always what sets you aside from everybody else. You know what I'm saying? My good morning might it's not gonna be in your inbox. You know what I'm saying? You got to do a little research in order to really get somebody's attention. You know, my good morning might be 6 dozen roses at your job. That could
mm,
that could be my good morning, and with no card attached, just to see if you sit back and see if you will post it. Because I'm gonna sit back and I'm gonna watch and say, oh, I got a so and so from a random person. So okay, that way I already know if you post the shit or something like that, you ain't really got nobody, or you putting it out there for somebody else to take credit for it. So, I mean, there's ways around it. You got to be calculated when you're doing shit like that.
you, you,
Especially, you got to be, because some of these dudes out here just be blind shooting in the air. I'm like, dog, you playing the whole game wrong.
yeah.
The whole game wrong.
Yeah. And Victor says to me, we have our own different approach. And what I do, Victor don't do, and we're not the same person. And I'll just say, me and Veronica met in a different way. Uh Neek, I met you on social media. And when you came on here, I said what I had to say, but nothing crossing the line. And the only time I've inboxed you is when you wasn't feeling well. And
Mm-hmm.
when yeah, I just inboxed you just to check on you, how you was doing, just that and other. And once you
Mm-hmm.
got back on track, I may comment on a post to this, that, and the other. But I believe in paying that respect to people. And if it's not that, then I'm straightforward to say what it is. And to see we all grown and we act accordingly, and that's how we do it. So,
But that's how some men will start conversations just for it to lead to.
oh yeah,
So what you doing this
definitely.
weekend?
Oh yeah, definitely. Hey, we gotta shoot our shot. We gotta shoot the shot if we
Not when you
interested.
marry or have a girlfriend.
You still may shoot your shot.
See,
I'm just saying you still may shoot your shot. I'm not saying it's right, but I'm just saying that because you are married and a girlfriend, don't stop men from shooting their shot. The same way, it don't stop married women from shooting their shot. The reason why we don't hear about a lot of women that shoot their shot that are in relationships because a lot of men don't give a damn. They don't
they
sit there
don't.
and tell. We don't care. So if you going home to your husband, we thank God that you're going home to your husband. So you ain't got to nag us 24/7. So we don't sit and tell these women, the dogs, this, that, and the other, because at the end of the day, we having our cake and eating it too. So we don't care. We're not petty like that.
Just because men cheat or deal with women for sex. A lot of times we're looking for a little bit more. We like that
Mhm,
emotion. We like
mhm,
how you make us feel at that moment. So we kind of hold on to you. Even if it's just sex, a lot of times
mhm.
it still gets emotional
Put me up, bro.
because we like we like to be held.
This not a running joke.
That's what I'm talking. That's it. That's what y'all like right there.
Don't make me spit my Smirnoff out.
That's it.
Oh god.
That's it. Triple A. Make you feel good. Energizer.
Shonda Harris says, bull. 9 times out of 10, you know when a man have a woman or wife pissed. Some women just don't care. Because you're definitely going to do your research. I don't care who you are. You're going to do your research. If this man come in your inbox, you're going to go to his page. You're going to look to see, just like this clown came to my page. Come on, dude.
Okay, I'm gonna give
Like,
y'all.
I knew you was married.
I'm gonna be honest. I was in a 2-year relationship with somebody who was engaged. And the reason why I did not know is because there is nothing on his Facebook page. There's absolutely nothing on his Facebook page but business. There's no girlfriend. There's no I'm in a relationship. There's nothing. When I did find out about her and I did look on hers, she had that she is single. So when he tells me whatever he needs to tell me to keep me around, that's the research I did. And that's I didn't have to ask any more questions until I start seeing pictures being posted as, oh, family this and family that. So we like to say, oh, well, women know, they know if a man has a woman or not.
Sometimes
Men move. Some men who, like, especially men that cheat a lot or are not happy in their marriages or relationships, they move like they're single when they are not around certain people.
Oh yeah, that's true.
Hey,
we put everything in. We put our whole foot in when we go in. Yeah.
I want to know, and I may be stepping on some toes here, but I want to know where these dudes get all this fucking freedom. Like, I've never had.
I want to know that. I spent the night at his
can't-
house. He stayed
Listen.
at mine. I've been at family functions.
Wait a minute. I must be fucking up. I want to know where these dudes get all this fucking freedom from. Like, bro, I just want to know how in the hell can I stay off and take trips and all this shit with somebody else and my phone ain't going off? Fucking, I just want to know where these dudes get all this freedom from.
Okay, now I got an answer for that. I got an answer for that.
Hey, I want to see. Go ahead, Nick.
One of my homeboys is like really horrible with it, but this is the story he told me. He said if you make them think that you're on a business trip, like at a conference or something like that, he was like, and just constantly text them. So that way they feel like you're in constant communication with them.
So the white collar guys cheat. So the blue collar guys don't have conferences.
I'm trying to figure that out.
I don't
and like he'll call them like, on a when he goes to the bathroom in public or something like that, he'll call them like, yeah, I came to wash my hands real quick. Yeah, I gotta go back in there. And he'll come up with like a whole, like, show them a speech that he went and Googled or something. Yeah, and tell me how my speech sounds.
And this shit works?
Yeah.
Oh, it works. It worked. And I'm not gonna sit up here and do barbershop talk today, because that's not, y'all gotta, just like y'all talking to hairdresser. But there's ways of doing it. There's ways of doing it. I've seen some of the best cheaters out there, and I've seen some of the best snoops. I mean, one of my boys, we went to Virginia Beach and he snuck out the house. He snuck out, put her to sleep. He's like, yo, let's go. We rolled up, got there, and that afternoon, and my boy Tony, I could put that because Tony was not in a relationship. Tony was there, and Tony had to cover for it because his girl found where we were. And he had a girl in there, but Tony, I'm giving it. Tony had to jump in the bed. Tony was single, had to jump in the bed to cover. So it can be done.
That's too much energy for me. I don't have time.
Let me tell you something.
But it can be done.
Women are the easiest people.
Oh, women do it too. I've seen
women can do it too.
Oh, and they are the smoothest at it too. Let me hear
what Victor got to say. Go ahead, Victor.
Every woman I've ever dated would fuck you up. Would fuck me up if I ever. Like, I don't know. Maybe I date some strong women that won't let me do no dumb shit like that. I'm just saying, I ain't never dated no Rudy Poop. Anybody I've ever dated, I cannot talk bad about none of them. But I can tell you one thing. They ain't putting up with that bullshit.
Oh, yeah.
I know staying over talking about you on no damn business trip, please.
I went to Charleston. This is no shit. I went to Charleston on the shutdown. Was there 2 weeks taking pictures? That motherfucker showed up.
Showed up, huh?
Let me see where
Showed
you
up.
really at.
But see what
See, I
happens is
wouldn't like that though.
you know what you can and can't do. So what works for one
Mhm.
don't work for another. So
Yeah.
there's no blueprint, Victor. So if you a blue collar, white collar, whatever, however, you may not be able to stay out. You may have other ways. I'm not sitting here. I don't think we need to sit here and listen to people taking notes. But if you want to go out there and do it, it can be done. That's why when these things happen to a person, this is why I have to, at the time, listen to some of the women, because women that have been cheated on numerous times, they have trust issues, and I can't knock that. So when they come out and say, you know, girl, I'm an independent woman, I'm a strong woman, I can't knock that if they've been hurt and we've hurt them. You understand what I'm saying? Because the trust, it's hard to rebuild trust. No matter how much you love a person, if you don't trust them, that relationship is hardly going to work. So
Yeah, because that popping up, you somewhere
yeah, I
else,
ain't
and
having
I'm
nobody.
driving, I'm popping up. That ain't no trust in that relationship. That
There's
ain't
no
gonna
trust.
last.
I ain't popping up on. I ain't
Mm-mm.
doing that. I'm not popping
If
up
I
on
have to
no.
do that, there's no need in the
Yeah, there's no need of
relationship.
the relationship. I ain't doing that. And once you do that to me,
Same thing going through the
popping up like
phone.
that, nah. Especially I ain't doing nothing. Nope.
Younger days, okay. But we're in our 30s and 40s, especially our 40s, 50s. We should definitely know better.
Let me
Like
tell
if
you
you got to
something.
do all that, I don't need you.
Ain't no age on
Exactly.
cheating. Ain't no age on
I'm
cheating.
just saying,
No, as a like
that's
a
what I'm
woman,
saying. You know better. You should know better. In your 30s, 40s, especially your 40s and your 50s, you should know better. Like you
but some
shouldn't have
don't.
to, you shouldn't have to be pulling up on people. You shouldn't have to be going through no one's cell phone. If you don't trust them, bye. At this
Some
point.
women are so
Investment, but
desperate
it's
for
investment.
a man
Thank you.
that they're going to do all of that, check his phone, check like I said earlier, superior. They have to know that they are the only ones, that they are special. And I always say the biggest drug that men feed women is that they're special. Once a woman
Hey,
feels special, you'll have her eating out the palm of your hand.
Well, they're supposed to be special if you're going to invest in them. If
I,
you're going to not only invest in them, but
No,
if
it
you
doesn't
want.
mean it. I'm not talking about as far as even relationship, even with women
Oh,
that
okay.
you're
I
cheating
see what you're
with.
saying. Okay. Yeah.
if you
You're
pull up
giving them
on me,
something that they might not be getting. I'm sorry, Vic. Go ahead.
if you pull up on me, you better pull up with a trunk load of coochie. Don't pull up on me with no damn attitude. Pull up on me in a damn 90, some KY, all that shit. I want
Okay,
all
what?
that. I want the
And
whipped
honey
cream.
packs.
We need
I
that.
want
Honey
vanilla
packs.
wafers. I want all that shit. You pull up on me, you better have on a trench coat and a bag. And a damn ain't nothing in that bag but some damn pleasure. Don't pull up on me with no fucking attitude because you still gonna come in because I don't want to make no scene. But I'm just saying, you pull up on somebody, pull up for the right reasons. I don't mind getting pulled up on. I don't mind at all. But just make sure you pulling up for the right reasons. Cause I will dial 911 and you and Officer Shelley can be out there fucking discussing what's going on.
Right,
Yeah.
Lisa. It takes too much energy to do all that. I'm too old for that popping up ish. If I got to do that, I don't need you.
I
Got
agree.
you.
Pull
Got
up
you.
on me,
Um,
And
please.
Tasha says our problem as women is we always think with our hearts. That's why we get effed over. That's the truth.
Hmm.
Well, some of us anyway,
Yeah,
because some of us don't give a darn. Some of us think like men. We don't care.
it's that numbness. They're just numb. They don't think like men. They've just been hurt
Well, they try to.
so much, and they're so bruised, and it's so damaged to the point where it's numb to them.
Now, Cheryl says sometimes that significant other is busy hanging with family or friends, giving that person freedom.
Everybody deserves freedom. When you get into a relationship, you don't stop becoming an individual.
Yeah,
that.
everybody deserves some me time.
Yes,
Yep.
you do
Yeah.
stop becoming an
But,
individual. Yes,
No,
it's a
you
but,
slow
don't.
process.
I'm still gonna be me in a relationship or out.
It's a slow once you come in a relationship, it's a slow process. The individualism starts to taper down and it becomes a us. I'm not saying you still can't have me time, but that whole individual thing, you no longer, you, in my opinion, you should no longer be thinking about yourself. You should be thinking about us.
But you're still an individual. Even though you can think about us and still be an individual.
So when you get married, two become what?
Oh, and I don't believe in marriage, so you got to talk to somebody who believes in marriage.
Oh,
So I was
You
getting ready to
become
say
one.
I was
I believe in marriage. You become one.
yeah.
Yes.
So Neek, my question to you, honestly, here, if you, I mean, I'm not saying that you won't answer this honestly, since you just said you don't believe in marriage, but this question was before you even said that. But now I'm definitely going to present it to you. How does a man knows that once you're not married, but you're supposed to be committed? Do you believe in commitment to a person, one person?
Yeah.
Do you believe in that? Okay, so how does a man honestly know that you are all into him and your mind ain't wandering, or you are that nobody else can gain your attention? How does that man really know he has your attention?
To be honest with you,
Mhm.
that's different for every man that you deal with. Like, every woman is not the same, every man is not the same. So what I may do for one to keep him reassured that I'm not doing anything and that
Correct.
he's the only one for me may be different for another guy that I talk to.
Can you give me an example of maybe one guy that you
So like you talking
reassured?
about one too.
I mean, just one that you
No, I'm just
reassured.
saying as far as being in a relationship. Um, like, all right, for instance, one guy, he would pop up at my house.
Mhm.
And usually, like, I would have an issue with that, but like that kept him. It made him feel, secure enough that he could just come over, eat whenever.
that motherfucker had a
He
hammer.
had, he had a key.
I'm telling the truth.
He had a key to my house, like, but that kept him, secure enough to say, you know what, like if she was gonna do something, and he had my location as well.
Mhm.
God, dog.
He had the hammer, huh? He had
That
the hammer,
motherfucker had
Nick,
a
huh?
cowbell around his.
He had a hammer, huh, Nick?
He had no wee wee. He had some dick.
Yeah, that girl talking in tongues, boy. All
No,
right.
like it's just that was like that's the type of person he was. Cause I had his location as well. I was able to go to his house whenever I wanted, but he liked that smooth. Like I shouldn't have to call you and say, "Hey, are you available for me to come over?"
Mhm.
Like he didn't feel like that was necessary if we're in a relationship.
Yeah, that's good.
But then I had another guy that felt like, call before you come. And not because somebody may be over there, but he may not feel like talking. He may not feel like having company.
I mean, just took a dump. I need to wash first.
Who say we got to do it when I come over?
I
I just
still
want
don't
to
want
come
to be
over for
around you with no
company.
crummy butt.
Well, you're right. I don't want no smelly tail around me. Listen, we have an email letter. You guys do know that, right?
Yeah,
Let's
let's
go.
So
roll.
we're an
Let's
hour
go.
in, Lord.
Yeah, let's go. Let's
Right.
go. Oh, this was a good session, though. This was a good workout session.
Yeah, let's get into this one because of course it's about relationship. So let's jump right in. This shouldn't take long. All right. So it says sometimes it feels like he loves me and sometimes I feel so alone. Says, hi, family. I've had an on and off relationship with my boyfriend for 4 years now. So many things has taken place within these 4 years. He lost his job. He was in a car accident, but luckily he walked away with only a few bruises. And now him and his dad stopped talking for reasons I don't want to comment on. I just want him to let me know if I wait. I just want him to let me know if I'm a bother at this point. He will not open up to me and let me know how he truly feel about us. Some days he can be so nice and loving to me, and other days he doesn't call, text, or anything. We have our own separate living spaces. He comes over and I will go over to his place. We decided to not move in together until we officially are husband and wife, which at this point I'm not sure will happen. The only thing I want is for him to open up and have a conversation with me. Yes, we talk and laugh when it is convenient for him. It wasn't like this had to be it wasn't like this at the beginning, but it seems like after he lost his job 2 years ago, he's become this angry man, especially towards me. He has a job at the moment, but his current salary does not come close to what he was making on his other job. Yes, I make more money than he does, and I sometimes wonder if that has anything to do with the way he treats me now. I don't think it has anything to do with another female, but sometimes I can't help but think that maybe he met someone new and they are occupying his time. I'm not feeling love, but really don't want to move on. How do I get him to change to the way he were when we first met? I have no clue at this point. It seemed like I tried everything. So I'll start off by saying, her, you cannot get him to do anything. He have to make that change. He will have to want to do these things on his own. We can't make decisions for other people. As bad as sometimes we try to change someone, you know, we simply cannot. They have to be in that position to make that change themselves. 4 years, and I get it. He seemed like he's going through a lot. He lost his job. He's not speaking to his dad for some reason. He's been in a car accident, like all of these things. And we all know that when sometimes life just come at us so fast and things happen and things happen one after another. And sometimes we get caught up in life and we let it get to us, and it brings the mean person out of us. And and this could be where this man is at right now. He just don't know how to let his feelings out, and especially to her. That's why I say, it's important, and a lot of people don't want to hear this, Victor. It's important for a lot of us to sit down in someone's chair and talk about our issues, especially when it's getting to the point where it's hurting ourselves, it's hurting the people that we love. We need to like really sit down and actually talk to someone to figure out what is going on inside of us. Why have we become this mean person, this angry person? Why have we shut down inside? We need to like really figure out where the problem coming from instead of holding it all in and becoming this person that just shuts down and don't want to let anyone in, especially the people that love and care for them. So I really feel that we need to take advantage of these people with their unique, what's the word, um qualifications, what God gave them to help people. We need to take advantage of these people. And I'm gonna turn it over to Victor.
This man at his lowest point in life right now. And the conversation about him and his dad is probably not talking is probably because of his and I don't want to say lack of success, but I'm just say the events that took place. Um, the worst thing, and I'll say this, the worst thing I think you can call a man is a failure. And that I feel like that's what he feels like. There's nothing you can do to get this man out of this rut. He has to want to come out of it himself. Um, Only thing I suggest is you love on this man, you know what I'm saying? The same way you did when you first met him when he was up. You know what I'm saying? It's gonna be little shit that you don't even realize you're saying or doing that he's gonna take the other way because of the financial situations. And I get it. There was a time that I wasn't where I am now and I felt a certain type of way. And it's people don't understand, when you don't in 2020 versus 2022, I look at life differently. My money's a little different. So I act different and all that other shit. So all I'm saying is, ma'am, take a step back. If you really love this man, you're going to have to give more than 50%. That's just if you want to keep him, you're going to have to. And if it's worth you giving more than 50, then do that shit. But eventually, hopefully he comes out of it.
Right.
Mm. So she wrote the letter and she wants some advice. I think that Veronica and Victor both of your points were spot on. So I said, well, what can I add to this conversation? And Victor, you kind of alluded to it. Veronica, right on point. Victor, right on point. And somebody wrote he may be depressed. And you're right. When we're not happy with ourselves, we can be depressed. We could fall into that rut. And it's hard to get us out of that because we're not happy where we're at. So, Victor, just to piggyback off what you just said, is about the 50%. I won't put a number, but sis, you want to be happy in this relationship. You gotta, at least if you want to try one more time, is to try to find a way of not only supporting him but giving him some kind of guidance and steps as an ally of trying to help himself find out where he's not happy, find out if he's not making the money he wants to make, if he's this, that, and the other. Say, let's put a plan together that I'm willing to help you, I'm being supportive, and do that. If he's not willing to do that and he's not coming out of this, then it's nothing more than you can do. And when it comes to that, I think you have your answer there, then it's time to move on. And I don't think you want to give up on him because you wrote the letter tonight. So give it that shot right there, and don't look at it through your eyes of trying to understand him. Try to look at it through his eyes and trying to support and motivate him in trying to move to come out of this. But again, if he has that anchor down and he is not moving, then you can't stay there and remain unhappy. Nick?
Okay. I agree with everyone. But my advice to her would be to stop being selfish. Um, and I say that because a lot of times we try to push people to be what we want them to be, especially when she was like, how can I get him back to where we used to be? And you're not where you used to be. You're at a different place in life right now, and you have to accept that right now, this is where you are. Um, I believe she needs to give him space. I'm not gonna say leave the relationship, but she does need to allow him time to think about his next steps, what he would like to do. Um, because and I don't know how men react to this, but when you're down on your luck and you're in a bad place, like the last thing you want is your significant other telling you what you need to do, what you need to do to get better, or like that kind of feels like they're downing you. So unless he asks for the help, don't give it. I will say be there as, you know, emotional support, definitely, but don't try to make him into the person you want him to be, because he's going through an obstacle right now, and you have to allow him to experience that. The only thing you could do is kind of step back and just allow him to, you know, go through what he has to go through until he gets out of that. And that's my advice.
Yeah, you can't force any. You can't force him. He's definitely gonna have to take a look at himself and find that way back to, that right road he was on. And see, and that's like Mr. Sammy says, once a man loses his job, he can easily lose himself.
Facts.
You
Facts.
know, this man is going through something right now. And that's what I'm saying. Like, and like you say, you have to give, and not only men, but since we're talking about a man, yes, you have to give men their space and let them go through whatever they're going through. We can't press the issue of trying to get them back to where they were, like she said, when they first met. We can't pressure them. You know what I'm saying? Like he have to want to get there. So
But Neek said something that's interesting about, I like what you said about you want to get back where you were, but you're not there. And that's a good point. And I said, that makes sense. But it also makes me look at is why a lot of marriages fail is that a lot of times we start on the bliss. We start here. Then as time goes on, we come down to here. And then a lot of people are not happy. And even though they can't get back to here, they still want some sense of happiness. And as time goes on, where you start, are you settling? Are you settling? That's why when and we brought up in past shows about what relationships are. It comes down to two individuals to decide how they're going to move, because you're right. You're not here where you once were because of circumstance. The question is, once you fall here, are you both willing to work to get in a better position? Maybe not getting back to here, but you use that. We all use this as a measuring rod. We always use where we once were as a starting point. You understand? We always use that. Some things we can't get back to because of physical, because of age, or whatever. But at the end of the day, are we settling as we move along? And what happened to your happiness? Because you're in a relationship and you choose this person, and if you're not happy, and you want to get back to there and he's there, do you have to stay there?
No, you don't have to stay there. I mean, you have a choice in everything
Yeah,
that you do in life. You
I
have a
like that.
choice.
I like the comment that Bree made. You might
Yes,
not
exactly.
get back
You
to where
might,
you were. You have to create a new standard, and that's what I
yeah.
meant by she has to be okay where he's at right now. Because if you're constantly reminding a man where he used to be, he ain't gonna want to be around you no more. You're gonna be a part of that depression that he's experiencing right now, and it's gonna be like you're coming around to be like you're a dark cloud. So like that's why I told her like she has to stop being selfish, because right now she's being selfish, wanting something that doesn't even exist anymore.
Is
She
that
has to move forward,
selfish?
because and the reason why I say that selfish is because
Selfish?
even if he gets like he gets a job that he had before, he's experienced hitting rock bottom. He's still not going to be the same man when he gets to wherever he's wanting to get to.
But why does
Yeah,
she
but
have
I
to
don't
fall
think
to her
that's selfish.
standard there?
But
But that's one thing,
I
right?
didn't say lower standard. All I said was she has to change the way she approaches it, looks at it.
Yeah,
Like,
but I don't.
go ahead. I'm sorry.
I want Veronica
No,
because you were
I
going the
was.
same way.
Yeah, I don't think she's selfish, and I don't even know
No.
if she's having these conversations with him. She's just saying that
Yeah.
she doesn't feel like he loves her because certain days that he don't call, he don't text, like he shut down, and
Yeah.
they don't talk,
That's not
they don't
selfish.
see one another. So I don't want to say that she's selfish. I do want
Yeah.
to say that she's concerned about him more
Concern.
than
Yeah.
anything.
I don't think
I
it's
mean, you could
She's
selfish.
be concerned,
concerned.
but you can also be selfish because, like, a man is experiencing depression, regardless of he's shutting down and he's not able to tell you what's going on right now. Like, trying to pull it out of him, or even feeling like, well,
Trying to do what?
I'm, huh?
You say he's trying to do what?
Keep going, Neat.
Oh,
Don't
I
fall
may have said
for
it
it.
wrong. Because I don't even remember. But um, now you stop me in the middle of my talking.
Oh,
But
Right.
anyhow, um, when a man is going through depression, or if a person in general is going through depression, and you have somebody that's telling you, well, you don't talk to me, and you may not feel like talking to them. You may not feel like talking to nobody. You may feel like sometimes like I got this. I'm my head is on straight right now, and I can do this. I can do this, and you're trying to pep yourself up. Meanwhile, you have somebody constantly trying to pull it out of you. Like, and I call it selfish, is because you have to allow people time to feel their own feelings and open up when they're ready.
So,
Yeah.
so let
hold
me
up.
just say this real.
Wait a minute.
Hold up.
Go ahead.
Hold up. Let me say this about y'all women. And men, we do the same thing. It's called situational awareness. This man ain't got no job. All right. Be mindful of the things you say. Don't sit up in here and say, well, so-and-so just bought him a new car. You got to be aware of the things that you say when somebody's going through something.
That's true.
And it could further press them lower, like, well, damn, my old lady want this, I don't know what y'all like, Tory Burch, Kate Spade, whatever bags. I can't afford to do that. So don't come around here telling me that Kate Spade or whatever got a sale going on and you want this bag. I'm like, well, shit, I can't even put no money in that motherfucker for you.
I agree.
Yeah.
That's like, even if she says like, okay, like let's go out and eat, but I'll pay. That can make him feel down.
Why we going out to eat? I ain't got no money. Go
But
around
she
there.
says she's paying.
You missing the point. We
No,
need to
that's
save,
why I'm agreeing with you.
we need to save all our money.
Right.
Go around there and
Well-
get you some turkey
well-
from the neighborhood Walmart. Make a couple sandwiches. Bring your dusty ass around here. Let's sit here and eat some Netflix, and we can sit here and have sex for free.
Well, let me just say this: that I didn't walk in this man's shoes, so I don't know what his thing is. And I do understand about what Veronica and Neek and talking about the, trying to support. I don't agree with the selfish part, but there can be selfishness that does come into play, Neek, at times. So I do understand that, but I do, Veronica, you went where I was going to go about the selfishness in this situation. But I've been there where I had a job discontinued, so I had a severance pay. I had a severance. After that 6 months of severance pay, my severance dried up, unemployment dried up. So I was told, I was told, yo, you can't even pay a simple light and gas bill.
Mm.
Yo, you know how that made me feel? It made me feel like this. But I didn't go crawl up into no damn thing. Got on the phone, called my boy Tony. Y'all know Tony here, but Veronica. And and he didn't sugarcoat it. Yo, bro, you know what you got to do. And like I said, Victor, I come from a school where we men got to stand up. We got to stand up. And I didn't go to college for nothing. I know I can go out there and get something. I may not get what I want. I happen to get right back into the computer field and roll in where I would need it to go and make the money that I needed to make. And then, of course, branching off into radio and do two at the same time. But what I'm saying is I was chastised on, yo, you falling into a rut. You need to get your act together. She didn't baby me. She told me what it was, but supported me, helped me make calls, helped me get those interviews, be supportive till I got back on my feet and we roll like that. And that's what I think it comes down to, support at
Yeah.
the end of the day.
And
Yeah.
to go to piggyback off that, I want to get to Tim's comment. Let me get to some of these comments. Tim says to lift someone up and encourage them to do better is okay, but to constantly be critical to them, now you are burdened. Goddess says she is wanting something from him that he don't have inside him to offer her.
I
She
agree.
also says he can't love her properly because he don't love who he is at this point.
I agree with that. Yep, definitely.
Jason says the pressure this world puts on a man can never be properly understood by a woman. It's pointless, and it's probably vice versa too, though.
I
No,
agree.
he said it right the first time. He could have ended his sentence right there
He really
because
could have. I agree.
Mhm.
because I think it was. I don't want to say the wrong person, but someone in this comment section sent me something that said a man will never be loved properly or respected if he doesn't have any money or anything to give.
That's true.
I wouldn't say that because we
Ooh,
love a lot
okay.
of men who don't have much, but
You got to have something for you.
You love something because he was
You
coming in
got to
your
be
house,
something that you
knocking
got
on
to
your
be
damn
something for you
door.
to be
Yeah,
interested.
it could be the way that he's treated me.
yeah, he
Yeah,
could.
well, ain't no treated you.
He
You
may
saw the
cook.
print. He came over there with
They
some
could.
gray sweatpants on, and you opened the door.
You
Yeah,
know
I see
what,
you
Victor?
smiling
You
because
all
you
you
know how
Everything
always,
much you
isn't
do.
all
but you
about
always
sex,
you
though.
you always go to sex, and I keep saying it's not always about
It's
sex.
not.
If
People
somebody
genuinely
knocking,
love, people genuinely care for one another, and it
if
doesn't
somebody
have to
knocking,
deal with
if
sex all the
somebody
time.
knocking your tummy to the fucking side, your ass is going.
Okay.
But
I
eventually,
agree with
but
that
I know
comment.
some
Tummy
women that
knock.
got their tummy knocked to the side and they had to put up with BS and they put up with it, but so far, and they moved on from getting their tummy knocked from the side. They get tired of that too. And I
Yeah, I
agree with
mean,
the women on that.
But
I do.
I agree with that comment. The world does put a lot of pressure on men. So like that's where I came with the being selfish because as women we don't understand what men go through. Like as they're raised by their fathers, what is expected from them, what is expected from them from the world. Like they really have like a lot on their shoulders or what they and not even trying to impress the world, just trying to be at a certain spot where they're comfortable.
If you'd have
So
said it that way from the beginning, Nick, I agree with that one. I agree with
like
that.
yeah, I don't think women completely understand that. So trying to pressure that's why I said trying to pressure a man to open up to you, talk to you when he's at a very low place in his life where he probably doesn't even feel like a real man is like it's selfish. Like you have to be understanding and say, okay, let me take a step back and let him feel his feelings and deal with what he's dealing with and be here for that emotion when he's ready to talk to me, when he's ready to open up and receive that without feeling like I'm being neglected.
Could I just say this on top of Neek, just real quick? I'll be real quick. So I've said this before. A lot of times, you women, just women in general, want us to be what you perceive us to
Oh,
be.
hurry up, because I want
Neek,
to get to this
yeah,
comment.
but Neek just said it as a woman. What I've been saying, y'all the world puts a lot of pressure, and y'all sometimes don't understand that. Go ahead, Veronica.
So Natasha says, I hate to say it. Where was it? Love don't pay bills. Then she said, does love pay bills? And Goddess, thank you, because you came right back and you said nope, but I'm able to pay my own.
So let me let me jump in on that for a
Yes.
second.
Love don't pay
Everybody
bills.
want to be with somebody. That's true. But the thing is I don't when you're out in the world as a man and your job is beating down on you, and then you come home and you also have your responsibilities and they beating down on you, you can't afford to take mental health days. Guys can't afford to be mentally unstable or to even show that they mentally unstable. Go ahead. What you say?
There's no space
I,
for
I,
it.
I was going to say what Goddess says, come with your own table instead of expecting the man to bring the table to you.
Who
But
gonna
that
bring the
ain't.
table in the
Why,
damn house?
But
Because
the
you
lady
can't
said
get
why,
like
why
she
don't,
makes her own money and she makes more money than him. So it's not to say like she's expecting money or funds from him. She's
right.
expecting certain emotions from him and what they were doing at the beginning of the relationship, and that's just not where he's at right now.
Mhm.
So
Right.
if the beginning of the relationship, if all of that is, especially if it was just like going out or taking trips, if that's what made her happy, she may need to find someone else, because our relationship is not just going out on trips and
It's
being able
not
to take
always
cute
about
pictures.
money. Like,
Yeah, sometimes it's about emotion. You have to have that emotion and love there to secure it.
What do you mean it's not about money?
because
I'm
I mean,
happy.
It's
everybody
not
knows.
all about money.
Yeah, it's
Some of
not
it's
all
about
about
money.
money. Nobody wants to be broke. Everybody knows that. Nobody wants to be broke. We get that.
I say this as money makes everyone feel better. All right.
Until it
When I got
put a
money in
smile
my
on your
pocket,
face.
huh?
Put a smile on your face.
It'll put a smile on your face. I'm able to show you things and do things for you, and I can put a smile on your face, which turns around and makes me smile. So if my salary got cut in half, now my kids looking at me, mama looking at me, the damn court looking at me crazy. All these people looking at me, and I'm sitting here like, how the hell can I get back there? And I don't know how. And I think dude doesn't have a plan. And I'm not saying she's a burden to him, because maybe she's not. But my man, he needs a break. But he
I
can't afford to take one.
Yeah,
He
and I
can't.
want to say that, and I'll use myself as an example. When you come up and you deal with in my case, parents that were sickly, and then you get in a relationship for a long time, and you have your struggles there, health wise. There, you have children, and you have challenges on your job. You have stressful job. You have a high demanding job. You could even be in the media, Veronica. We in the media, but because we're in the spotlight don't mean we're happy all the time. And you get to a point in life
Hmm.
where, like, I had this conversation yesterday and today, that expectations of another person who've been through their challenges, where I've been through my challenges, I'm not really ready for a commitment. You ain't got to rewind it. You ain't got to mute my button. I'm not ready for that, because I'm exhausted. I've been exhausted because of life. I'm at the stage that I'm 1 year under the age of both my parents leaving here. So don't think that's not on my head. So I want to be able to breathe a little. But on the other side, you do want somebody in your life that is loving and compatible, and that you
Right.
can enjoy life, but you still have that's where the mixed emotion comes in. I go with that for the women who have to bring up the children by themselves and who have to struggle. And when them children get grown, you understand, they're not maybe emotionally ready to be able to put themselves into a relationship. That's why we have to be honest. And sometimes when we in a relationship, we wind up mentally, you talked about it, Neat, you mentally can check out, even though you end the relationship.
Now let me get to some of Tasha comments that she's saying. Tasha, come on, we're not slow on here. Everybody knows that we want to keep the lights on. Everybody know we want to keep the running water on. Tasha says, go flick the light switch and tell me it ain't about money. Go take a shower with running water. Tell me it ain't about money. We know that. We know all this stuff has to get paid. We know the mortgage has to get paid. We know we need to keep the water on. We're not saying that money doesn't matter. We're just saying stop making money like top priority. We know we have to make money to survive in this world. Everyone knows that. But a lot of times we put money up here. Like, I'm not going to date nobody that don't have money. I'm not going to date nobody that can take me here. I'm not going to date nobody that can buy me this. That's just like that video that you sent me today, Victor. And that girl made so much sense.
She sure did.
Stop looking for these men to take care of you. Stop waiting for a man to pay this, to do this for you. Step out. You have a job. Get off your butt and do your own. We always talking about we as women, what's the word? We're so independent. Then stop looking for these men to take care of us. Don't get me started on that, because I'm sick of hearing about money. Yes, money is good. And we all know that money makes the world go round. We couldn't be here if it wasn't for money. If we didn't have jobs, our lights wouldn't be on. Our water wouldn't be running. We wouldn't have a roof over our head to pay for our mortgage. So we know that. But I'm saying stop depending on these men to take care of us.
That's the way of the world now, V.
Yeah, but what happens?
No, but that's the way of the younger generation. I wouldn't say the entire world, because and I can say this, like, my only requirement is for you to just have the basics. Like, have a car that can take you to and from work, have a decent job, have a job altogether, have a place to stay. Like, that's all I really
tripping. When you see a woman on the side of the road changing her tire, what's the first thing somebody think? She ain't got no man. When you see a woman and she running around here and the kids running around doing that, the first thing they say, where's daddy at? When you see a woman and she's sitting outside and she got like this and her lights cut off and an eviction notice, what the first thing they say? Oh, she ain't got, where her husband at? Where the man at? We get blamed for shit, and we get put on us that we ain't got nothing to do with.
But
when y'all
that blame should be on you,
and y'all lashes flapping in the wind.
Why gotta be Ultima?
Right. But
y'all ain't want no man in.
Always talking
about that damn tire light come on. You're like, I got the fire. Let me go call Tommy Knocker over here and see if I can get me some damn tires.
No. But that's the thing, like, it shouldn't be like, that's just living. You should be able to know how to change your own tire or call AAA.
That I don't do.
I know how to change a tire. I'm the only girl.
But you ain't gonna do that though. You gonna call a man.
No, I'm not. I'm gonna change my own tire. I'm not gonna sit here and wait. And I put that on my children. I am not gonna sit here and wait. I was taught how to change a tire just so I did not have to wait.
You got to be independent at the end of the day to be able to take care of yours. Because if you sit there and wait on somebody else, you may be waiting for a long time.
Very long time. Because what if I'm halfway up the road and nobody can get to me for another 2 hours? No,
that's right.
I might as well wait on AAA.
No, don't say it like that.
What did you say?
Yeah, shouldn't have been. You somewhere you ain't got no business.
No, you just came from the grandmother dropping the kids off or something like that.
Scenario. Come on.
Yeah. So why you give the scenario? Or you should be somewhere else that you don't supposed to be. That's a damn scenario.
But then when you go into also, a woman's outside crying because her eviction notice is on her door, a lot of times that's for one, either mismanagement of money. A lot of times that's mismanagement of money, of trying to keep up with the world when you're not able to keep up with the world, instead of just paying your bills, doing what you're supposed to do. That has nothing to do with whether a man is around or not. You should be able to, you should know how to pay your bills, keep your shit together without waiting on somebody to be a daddy to you.
Hold on. And I'm going to say this, and I know I'm gonna get backlash, but I don't give a damn because
Yeah.
I've heard women say this shit. As long as you got that thing between your legs, your ass should never be broke, and that's a damn fact.
Yeah, my mom told
Thank
me
you,
that.
Yeah,
thank
and
you.
and old school, you will hear old school say that.
And
But
new
That's
new
because
school
they
school,
used to
too.
sell
are
it
we
though.
That's new
are
school
we saying
too.
that these days though?
Some are. Some are.
Who
What do
you
you
Some
think
mean?
But
are,
that's
paying?
Yeah.
because
not
like a lot of
not
Yeah.
women,
not a lot of women.
Who you think paying for that little
that's
Nissan
because
Altima
a
running
lot of
around?
women used to sell. That was the only thing they could bring to the table.
Right.
Hold up. Who you think paying for that little Altima to run around town all day and with gas and all that?
The
Oh
woman
man,
that's driving it.
this shit. Who you think paying for these BBLs and these inches that
Care
y'all
credit,
love getting in your head, huh?
care credit. They're making payments.
But Nick, you hit a good point, and Victor, you hit a good point, and Veronica. You know, sometimes you trying to keep up with the Joneses, living above your means. It's easy said and done because a lot of us want things. Some of us have children that we wind up going in debt for, and we rob Peter to pay Paul because we don't have everything. You got to realize paychecks are not going up, rents are going up, inflation is high now. You may have a leaving piece of credit card, 2 credit cards that you don't understand, and the interest rates are going up, and now your what you normally paid at $25, $30, now that's $60 because of interest rate.
You
So the
robbing who?
reality, huh?
You robbing who?
Peter to pay Paul.
You could. I'll tell you, all women out there, if you in a bind, rob Peter. Because Peter will pay your bill.
But what I will say, because like you said, as long as a woman she should never be broke. Yeah, that's true. But
But you talking prostitution? Somebody wrote that
yeah,
here.
That
like
ain't
a lot of women
prostitution.
sold it. But
Yes,
let
it
me finish.
is. It
Let me
is.
finish. Let me finish. Going back to what I said earlier, that women are easy to cheat on. And this is the reason why I say that. It's because, and I've told one of my homeboys this, because when he was broke and he was down, women would just send him cash apps of money, different women. It is so easy sometimes for a woman to just come out of her pocket for a man.
Yeah.
Where they at? Where they at?
It
I agree. I
listen,
agree with
I've
Nick. I
even
agree
thought
with that.
about
I
I've even thought about
agree.
dating women
I agree
because
with Nick on
You thought
that.
about
I
dating
know
women?
I thought about it because I know women who have men living with them that don't pay no bills. I know, and they are okay with it.
Yeah, I agree with
I
Nick.
know women
Agree with her.
who,
Wait, I need a
yeah,
lighter for real.
I agree
who
with
sit
Nick on this.
around
I'm not.
and just like
She's
let a
right.
man
She's right.
come sleep with them and don't give them nothing. He ain't contribute. He ain't taking you nowhere.
Yep.
But you're just satisfied with the fact that he came and seen you for 5 minutes. Like I know, like I keep telling y'all, I'm the only girl. Like I've seen it myself. Like women are
I've seen
so
it.
easily like
I agree.
manipulated. It's
Yeah.
easy to say like, yo, I'm hard
True.
on times, and a woman's gonna feel like, okay, I have to feel like I have to. I want to be wifey material. If I do this, if I help him, maybe he'll consider me.
Yep.
And I'm not saying all women, but
Yep.
I'm saying there is a lot of women
It's
out
in the
there that
comments
We
now.
we
They're
we
coming in now.
we talked about that earlier in the show. It doesn't take a lot to get inside of a woman's head. It doesn't take much
Well, I
for
don't know shit.
some women.
Yeah.
And that's
Right.
why they get caught up with these married men or these men that's in a relationship because it's so easy to get inside their head as soon as the man
Mhm.
say, well, I'm not happy at home. She's not doing this or she's not doing that. I need this in my life. I'm not getting it. And bam. Get
Also,
pregnant.
it's also Veronica. What Nick said, Veronica. I'm gonna come to you. And if you read the comment, a couple of comments just said they agree with her. It's also time. It's not always that they have to cheat, Nick or Veronica.
Mm-mm.
It's time because they're lonely, they're alone, and when a man may be down on his luck, but know how to treat a woman, to give her that conversation, and you can get on his feet. I don't. Vic can say, maybe you don't deal with it. There's women out there. I've known them.
Oh yeah.
That, yeah, they there. And Nick didn't tell no secret. This is a reality out there. Maybe you don't know them, but they
Oh,
are
I
out
know
there.
plenty men
I
that's sitting on their tail and not working.
That's
I ain't
right.
talking about I ain't talking about them tax time girlfriends now. We all know
Right.
the tax
I
time
ain't talking
girlfriends.
about them. I'm talking
Right.
about women that got because women tends to some women do good with money, bro. They do good with money and they have a little bit of stash. They may not live above their means. And if they, for whatever the reason, they like the guy or they whatever it is, they are willing to sacrifice for that brother.
Mm.
They are. Some are.
I ain't met one yet.
Well,
I ain't met one yet.
you
Listen,
that's where you need to get out of them damn bars then and go somewhere else then.
No, you're
They
doing the
there,
right
baby.
thing, Victor. You don't need that in your life.
The fuck? I need some help.
That's what I'm saying,
Some damn help.
matter of fact, I'll tell y'all a quick story really quickly. One
You
of my
said her name is
homeboys,
what?
one of my homeboys, and he doesn't live here in South Carolina, but he fell down on his luck, got evicted out of his apartment. And a woman he met in his apartment complex was like, "Oh, no worries, you can come move in with me." And he did not have to pay not one bill. He didn't have to sleep with her. She just looked like she liked somebody around. And all he was required to do was take out the trash.
And where
She
she
paid
live
his
at?
phone bill. Huh?
Where she live at?
This is in Virginia.
Damn, I can't drive.
You're traveling.
Yeah, she's in New York now. That particular person.
Oh,
It
Lord.
happens, Vic. I mean, it's not a everyday thing that you bounce into them, but there are some women that do that. Yes,
And some
or
women,
they
and
have
they
a
love
no
it.
good man in their life. Don't you
And
see
they
good
love it.
women that have no good men in their life? Some of
Alicia
them.
says, I was in a marriage for 17 years and that man took care of me. I didn't work and was dependent and
Dependent.
independent and wait, dependent
She
and
was
when he
dependent on him.
and when he left, I had to get out and secure my own bag. So please don't make that man money a priority.
That's good that you felt secure enough to stay home though, because I'm not doing that. I mean, not
Right.
to say I'm not gonna trust my significant other, but like until my man doesn't have to work every day, I'm gonna work.
Mm. I
Shit,
had
if
that
you don't work
opportunity
every
a
day, so
long,
do
long,
me.
long time ago.
Hmm?
I said I had that opportunity a long, long, long time ago, but it was my choice to still work and make my own money.
Hmm.
I'm about to go put on my fur coat over there and my glasses, because I hear women out here giving out money. And if y'all want to pay somebody,
I ain't gotta get
You're
to the
gonna be in the
right woman.
doghouse. You glad a hurricane coming this way because you're gonna be in the doghouse. Keep saying what you say. You ain't going nowhere this weekend.
Mm.
But yeah, there are plenty, and there are men out
Yeah.
here that pay women just to smile, send them a picture, and it don't have to be a naked picture.
if I could work on
Yeah,
these,
but
if I
go
could
ahead,
work on
Victor.
these feet here, I'm gonna start sending people pictures of my feet, because I heard that shit is uh is lucrative as well.
Not
Yeah,
your
I
feet,
have a friend
bro.
like that.
Oh,
Not your
Alicia
feet.
said she didn't have a choice. He didn't allow it for her to
He didn't
work.
know what? Okay. I have no judgment to anybody's
Yeah,
marriage.
because some men lay that look, baby, I'm taking care of you. I'm making sure you got this allowance, you handle this, I got that. And they kind of lay that law down. And not that you subjugated to that kind of living, but if it's making the relationship work, who at the end of the day, if you are getting what you need and getting some of the things you want, and you don't have to go out there to a 9 to 5. Why do it? There's no rule that we have to
Yes.
work.
It
Or
is.
the issue is, are we dependent on somebody and taking advantage of them? Or are we dependent on somebody that is willing to take care of us? And are we satisfied with that? And
I
can
agree
we?
with that. They use money as power because you're not gonna tell me you're not allowing me to work. And the reason why I say I will always work, even though like I've been in situations where they tell me, "Oh no, you don't," it's because I feel like this. We're a team. If something happens to you and you can't bring that consistent income in, I need to make sure that I'm up on my skills in typing and computer skills and all of that. If I'm out of the game for 20 years and technology is like getting smarter and smarter
Mhm.
every month. Like I'm gonna be in here looking like this lady. What is this? What is
Neek, if
that?
he's a million, I'm not. Let's make it. He's eight, and you in South Carolina. He's bringing
Hmm.
$850,000 home a year annually. Bonuses
We'll
pushes
be
him
realistic.
over a
It's
million
realistic.
for the past 8 years, and he tells you where the hell are you going to make that little about money? Where I got this. Where are you going? Maybe you create your own business
Unless
because you don't want to be so, but why would you be going out there to work for somebody else and not create your own if you don't want to be so like you want to be there? But why would you have to feel like you got to work
but
unless
that's
it's for yourself?
unrealistic. Like
It's not
that's
realistic.
yeah,
Don't
that's
do it.
unrealistic.
Don't do it. Don't
What
do
he
Oh,
it.
you
what he was about
motherfuckers
to do?
real ashy right now.
Show his
Yeah.
ashy feet.
Don't
Please
so don't do
don't.
that. Don't do
Please
that.
don't.
Don't do
But
that.
no,
And
that's
Tasha,
unrealistic.
please don't cheer him on.
I think
There's
like
people out here
the
make good
average
money that you don't have to work, that you could take that
and I'm
energy that you're doing somewhere else. And maybe I agree that you
mm-mm.
don't want to sit and be docile. I got that.
No,
But you
and that's
create
not what
your
I'm
own.
saying. I'm not saying that. That's the complete opposite of what I'm saying. What I'm saying is it's not that I don't want to be useless, but until because if he's making 800,000 a year or whatever, more than likely he doesn't have to work hard. But if my
Right.
man has to get up at 4 o'clock in the morning every morning to make sure we have a roof over our head, this, that, and the other, like that shit ain't fun. So I'm
Hmm.
gonna make sure I work to make life easier for him. And that's just me. That doesn't have to be
You
everybody.
can, what are you
That's just
contributing to
me.
him if he's making 800,000? You're not contributing nothing to
Coochie,
make him
coochie.
If
happy.
it's if he's making $800,000, that's like
You
I
ain't
said,
gotta
that's
work.
unrealistic. I can't
That's why I say
comment
bring
on
it
that.
down a notch.
Like I see if he's
Okay.
making a
So all
hundred
right. Okay.
thousand
So bring it down a notch.
because we're in
He's
South
making.
Carolina.
He's
The
making
average
200,000.
household,
He's making 200,000 in
that's
South
still
Carolina.
unrealistic.
That's not
I could see.
unrealistic.
I said for well, I can't say for me,
So give
but
me an average in South Carolina.
in
Two
South
hundred
Carolina,
thousand is doable. There's a
I
lot of
know it is
people making
damn
two
it's
doable
hundred
because I
thousand.
know what I
doable.
make down here.
Oh,
I
It's
do
don't make
tell, Victor.
doable, but it
shit.
depends on what he's doing. But I would say the average Joe, probably at a
Oh, now
decent
it's the average
job,
Joe. Wow.
80 80,000 a year.
All right.
That's good. Neat.
Okay.
I mean, because like out of you, all these people around here, you think you're gonna meet somebody? Everybody's not gonna meet somebody that makes 200,000 a year.
Right. Let's be
So
realistic.
yeah, 80,000 is 70,000 is actually the average in South Carolina. So to take
It's
care of a
lower than
household
that.
of 4 people. Oh, no, it's 70. It's 74,000.
Not
I'll
in
say
South
50.
Carolina. So not in South Carolina. It's not the
Google
average.
it.
I do it
Oh,
right now.
I don't
It's
need to.
70,000. If I'm wrong, it's no lower than 60. But it was supposed to be 70,000 that can take care of uh four individuals.
that's his money. And at any given time, he can decide not to give her any. I will always have my
Fifty-four
own.
thousand four
I
eight
will.
hundred
I
and
was reading a comment
sixty-four.
for Teen.
Oh,
Really?
well, she asked the question, so I'm sorry, I didn't see that.
So okay, let's go to 54,000. So a man makes
I said 50.
54,000 a year, taking care of you. You're sitting at home. Y'all can have a savings account or whatever, and you're sitting at home. Something happens to him. You can. It's only so long you can live off of that savings account.
Correct.
Savings? Man, I ain't got no savings. I'm spending the whole thing. If I'm making 200,000 and you sitting at the house, you best believe you ain't the only one.
Well, even with okay, we can even go back to the 800,000. This is something that
You
somebody
really ain't
told
the
me.
only one.
There is no. I'll say this because you could be making $800,000 a year, but then have $700,000 worth of bills.
Yeah,
How long is that money gonna last if something happens to you and you can't go to that $800,000 a year job?
you're
That
right.
living beyond because you make so much money,
But
you're
you're
living
living at the
beyond your
budget
means.
that you're living at a means that you feel like you have. Nobody feels like something's gonna happen to them at your job. Nobody feels like they're gonna get sick or nobody feels like they're gonna lose their job.
Right. I hear what everybody's saying on here, and I know we deal with a lot of relationships, but Veronica deals with other issues as domestic violence and stuff like that. And I think one of the things that we should do is a financial show one day, because I think we talk about these issues, but how do we build our wealth? Because, we keep looking at jobs, and I got cousins that are 30 years, 20 years younger than me, not 30, 20 years younger than me. And they got real estate and they got good jobs, but they talking about retiring before 50. That's what I'm saying. Our mindset is just so crazy
Mhm.
that we think that we got to work all the time for someone where we can build as we work for someone. You understand? Me and Victor
Because
had a conversation. I'm not going to go into his personal thing. This was a while ago. But Victor said something to me that I was so proud of this brother. This proud of him. I'm not going to go into your business, but you got to use this. You can go out there and you can bust your ass for someone, but think, man, get money to work for you when you're sleeping. Stop this. We complain
Yeah,
about
that's what I'm
relationships and
looking for.
love and this. We,
Sure.
we need to do a show on wealth, because we don't know how to use our money and utilize our money. Our money uses us, and we get out there with the Joneses. We got to learn how to make money work for us instead of us working for the money. I'm
So
telling
I
you, man.
agree. Yeah, I agree with
you
that.
can't, bro. When
But
it come to money and finances,
Mm-hmm.
to be honest with you, to generate wealth, I'm never going to give nobody what I do, because I don't want you repeating what I do in order for me to continue doing what I'm doing. So when I notice a lot of times when people start talking about finances, we can talk about a lot of different things, but a lot of people lie. And when you sit back and you listen to somebody talk about it, you're like, bro, you full of shit. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes when it comes to wealth, a lot of people get lucky. And when they get lucky, they
Mm-hmm.
continue on this lucky streak. Now, I'm not saying you can't get it out the mud, because there are people that get it out the mud,
Oh
but
yeah,
it takes an
hustlers.
extremely long time to get it out the mud. But when you have something to pass to your children and they don't fuck it up, by the time they get to your grandkids, then that's when that generational wealth starts to
Yep.
I want to say happen. Like we all know people that's got this land. Like, how the hell did you get this? Oh, my granddaddy left, this amount of land and nobody sold it. And I'm like, well,
Yep.
damn, you could probably do this, this, and this. No, I got my house here. I'm perfectly happy here. They don't have no payments, and they cool, and they able to live like they living.
Yep.
But stuff like that doesn't happen to everybody all the time.
Right.
So
and
a
everybody
financial
is not in
show
that
is
position.
cool, but you got to understand it's
And
a
that's
lot of
because
sometimes it's luck.
Yeah, and
and that's
everybody is not going to
because
be rich.
right, and that's because our parents wasn't taught what others been taught back in the day. If everybody would have been taught that same thing, leaving their kids these big life insurance policies when they pass away, we all will be living real good right about now. But because our parents and their parents wasn't taught that, then here we are.
And a
That's
lot
why
of
it's
it is,
important for us to teach our kids
Mm-hmm.
and leave our kids where they don't have to, and not saying none of us are struggling, but they won't have to work as hard.
well,
So
go ahead,
go
I'm
ahead,
sorry.
Nate.
Well, I would say a lot of it is, when we look at the others, we're the reason why a lot of these others have a lot of money. A
Mhm.
lot of this, yeah, we are the ones that worked in the yards and the houses and stuff like that. We built it. So a lot of them are benefiting off of our grandmothers and grandfathers, etc.
Mhm.
So I don't like to compare us to them like that because we didn't have that head start.
Right.
Um, However, everybody can't have that wealth. And like Vic
Everybody
said,
can.
some people are just lucky. Some people can put $1,000 on stock today and it be a millionaire tomorrow.
Mhm.
Some people can start a business today and it takes off tomorrow. Then another person could do that same business and it take 20 years to take off. So like there's not to say, like, it's not that easy to just say, oh, you got to put your money here, you got to put your money here.
Right.
This money, you're not being smart with your money, because there are a lot of people who are sitting here trying to be smart with their money, wasting money trying to be smart with their money,
Mhm.
and
And
it starts to get frustrating.
and a lot of us, when you say the word insurance, life insurance, like, oh well, I can't afford life insurance right now. I used to sell. I was licensed, and a lot of people be like, well, I can't afford it right now. Okay, but you can afford to eat out every week. But
Hmm.
you can't afford a $30 a month life insurance policy. Something's wrong. And we need to start looking at our priorities and getting our priorities straight as a people, our people. We need to get our minds right and
I
think about
agree.
the future of our children.
I agree. I agree with all of that. Life insurance, put insurance on certain things in your house. I think I had an argument a couple of years back with, like, I feel like it was the entire Facebook, about um when I did think about getting married, an engagement ring. And I was like, no, like, I want a nice engagement ring that's worth some money. So when it comes down to it, like, my grandchildren to have something like of some worth, not some like little rinky-dink $40 Walmart ring. And, like, I want to put insurance on it. And, like, people don't understand, like, you could put, like, I worked in mortgages and stuff, and the things that people put on their insurances, and, like, a lady one time got $20,000 check from her insurance company because somebody broke into their house and stole her grandmother's ring.
I'm gonna tell you a little free game
Mm.
here. I know back in the day, I don't know if they still do it, but people was killing Gerber at one time. They was putting life insurance policies that actually had a face value on babies. So by the time that child turned 17 or 18, they was cashing this policy in 20, 25, $30,000 policies. They were cashing them in, you know what I'm saying, for face value. And they was killing Gerber like that. I mean, the likelihood, and I know we were talking about back in the 90s, babies really wasn't dying like that. Well, I didn't know about it. And
Mm.
insurance is a game that if you know how to play it, you can really make a lot of money off of, insurance. But when you start talking about stuff like that with premiums and getting dropped, and you got a $20,000 claim, and ain't nobody else gonna want to cover you after that. I mean, there's so many things you can do when you start playing around with insurance. Because to be honest with you, I just give you free game. Ain't a damn thing. I don't even have an insurance policy in my name. I don't.
You what you say?
I don't have an insurance policy in my name. Not
And,
one.
but you may not need it. You may
But
not need
you're
it.
not understand what I'm saying. I
Mhm.
don't have an insurance policy in my name.
Okay, I got it.
It's with your
In
business.
your name.
Got it. Yeah, got it. Got it. Got
In
it.
your
Got it.
name.
Got
Yeah.
it, bro. Got it. Got it.
Because if you can get it cheaper, why not it be in your name and I
That's
just
right.
benefit from it?
That's
You
right.
got to
Mhm.
look out for people, man. You got
That's
to.
it.
I mean, I got life insurance policy.
I
Don't
got
get
it.
me
You ain't
wrong.
gotta go. You ain't gotta go no
But
further, brother.
all I'm saying is everything ain't got to be in your damn name.
No,
Right.
it
You don't
don't.
have. Y'all better learn about trust. You better learn what a
Yep.
damn trust is.
That's why I tell everybody, do not get a will, have a trust. Because a trust, that's yours. A will, somebody could drag you through court to try to attest it. Nope.
Oh
Get
shit.
a trust. Put your house in a trust. Put your money in a trust.
Mm. Yeah, we do need to have a
Financial show. We do.
yeah, because there's a lot of stuff that, I still don't know.
Hmm.
At the age that I'm at, there's a lot of stuff that I still don't know, and things that I should already have in place and don't, you know?
Hmm. Yeah.
Well, it is 10 o'clock. Jason, thank you so much for reminding us. It is 10 o'clock. As soon as I was getting ready to say it, I looked up and I saw Jason's comment. But yeah, so final thoughts on the letter, guys, so that we can get out of here.
Yeah. Neat. Let Neat go. Since she went last, let her go first.
Okay, my final thoughts is to be considerate of his feelings, and where he's at this moment. Don't project how you would handle something and how you feel like he needs to be on him. If you really value this relationship and you want it to go somewhere, you have to love him even at his lowest. And sometimes take a step back, give him that space, give him those moments to have, um, and not overwhelm him with you feeling like you're being neglected. Um, it's going to take time, and you're going to have to be able to take that time. If not, it,
So I'll say a relationship, we like to say 50-50, but a relationship is not 50-50. And I do agree with what Nick say is in a sense of being sympathetic, and if you ever went through this, you could be empathetic. That means you've gone through and experienced that. But I'm not also going to tell you to put your feelings on the side, because you have feelings too. And a lot of times when somebody else is going through something in a relationship, one of the persons wind up putting their feelings on the back burner for the benefit or betterment of the person that's going through that. So that's where I do agree with Nick there. But if he is not willing to come to take steps to try to come out of this, then that's when your feelings, then you're going to have to take in your consideration of your feelings now, because, hey, I'm willing to throw 100% behind you, babe, because you're going through something, and I'm willing to help you. But if he's not willing to even take steps of that, then her feelings come back into play. Because if she can't get him out of that funk, then two people being miserable, then that's not going anywhere. So again, support, like Neek said, I agree. But if he's not willing to take no steps to do that at the end of the day, then your feelings do come back into play, and then you have to go from there.
I know what I feel like I know, dude. You know what I'm saying? I feel like I could have wrote this letter, years ago. Um, I had a personal experience as well, and I know exactly what he's going through. You lose your job, and then you lose, this, and this all in a row, man. You really don't feel like getting up, and to still have those responsibilities as with the family, you tend to be bitter, and you tend to be a lot of different things. You know what I'm saying? I think this show uh, was a great place for her to send the letter, but she need to let my man read it. That's the person who needs to read the letter. Um, we can give you advice all day long, but my man really needs to, really know that you're reaching out and you still love him. So at the end of the day, this was a great discussion, but ma'am, you need to everything that you said, he probably needs to hear.
Yeah.
So that's all I'm gonna say.
We 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 have to stop assuming that we know that a person know what we're thinking. We have to stop assuming, and we have to start opening our mouth and start talking and letting people know. Conversate, conversate, conversate. Like Victor said, you can write this letter, but you definitely need to be having this conversation with this man. We appreciate you for writing your letter, and everyone that writes into the show. We appreciate y'all. But to this lady, yes, have this conversation with this man. Like, have a serious conversation. And sometimes, you know, you have to really have a person to sit down and listen. And maybe he needs someone to just listen and not speak, just listen. And at times we all need that listening ear. We need for someone to just zip it and just listen to what I'm saying and how I'm feeling. Um, so just take that in consideration, have a talk with him, and give him his space and his time to heal. I think that was Mr. Sammy that said earlier on the show, when someone loses their job, it does a lot to that person. And on top of that, he's not talking to his dad. On top of that, he been in a car accident recently. All this stuff going on. All of this stuff. And none of it is good stuff that you said. So this man is toting all of this stuff, got all this heavy load on him. Not saying that he don't love you, It's just he's going through things right now, and maybe he feel like it's a safe space for him right now is just being to himself. And that's what a lot of people think when they shut down and they just stay to themselves. They think that's a safe space when really it may be a safe spot space at that moment, but you need to open up because you don't want to get stuck there. It's not a good feeling to get stuck in this corner and you just to yourself. You know what I'm saying? So I do feel like have this conversation with him and then back off a little, but he know how you're feeling. Don't keep driving it in his head and pushing him to understand because you can't change a person. A person's going to have to change when they get ready to change. So that's all that's my final thoughts. I pray that you all work it out. I pray that things come together for you and him. Um, and I pray that this guy finds the peace that he needs because he really is going through something right now. Just be that shoulder for him. Men need our shoulder as well. Men need a shoulder to lean on. A man need a shoulder to cry on. Be that shoulder right now for your man. You say you love him, then show that. That's my final thoughts. Guys, thank y'all so much for watching tonight. We appreciate each and every one of you. Thank you for your comments. Of course, we'll be going back through. We'll be um reading the comments for all the comments that we missed. There were some great comments coming through. And we appreciate all of you so much for watching. Neat. Thank you so much for joining us again tonight. I'll let you off the hook for about a month and then I'll bother you again about coming back on the show. Thank you so much. We appreciate you sitting in
No
with us.
problem.
Brother Fatine, all the way from WBLS radio station. We appreciate you. My name is Veronica, and that's Victor up top for Fatine if you didn't know. Because I think you've forgotten about us. See, he tuning us out right now. See what I'm saying?
Yeah,
He didn't even get what I just said.
he
I
did.
got it. I did.
Oh, so you gonna tell
I
us
as
again?
soon as you said, I just hitting the bell.
Tune
When you
into my
name our name.
OnlyFans. Tune into my OnlyFans. I'll be showing feet
Oh,
pictures when I get out work. My feet coming out them work boots.
okay.
No.
All
Nah,
right.
the reason why
Not bad.
I heard what you said because you usually after me you go to Victor, but I'm glad you said your name. That's why I gave you a bell because you hardly ever say your name
No,
after
I was saying that
Victor.
to be funny.
I know you was, but I still gave you a bell because I was like, yeah, good. I know you was
Oh,
being funny.
well, thank you.
Hmm.
My brother Victor, thank you so much, of course. And once again, thank you for filling in for the T family this weekend at Stevenson's WNACP event. We appreciate NAACP event. We appreciate you so much. Thank
You
you.
know what I was thinking while I was looking down? I said that you did a motion, Veronica. You did a little scratch like that. That was a tire scratch. And I thought about that death scratch in Boys in the Hood when the mother came out
His
and the boy,
scratching.
yeah, it had that scratch. And you scratch your face. I said, Veronica's tired. So let's go ahead and get on out of here. So that's where my head was while I was looking at the comments.
No.
Looking at the comments.
I'm a little tired tonight. I mean, I'm
Yeah,
not
I know.
like
That's what I was
extremely.
thinking. So that's why I was looking down and listening to you at the same time.
I didn't get a nap in. I didn't. But guys, thank y'all so much. Tangy of Life being brought to you by Hip Hop Fitness with Veronica. Wednesday night, 7 p.m., Saturday mornings, 9 a.m. Big Gary Gym. Now we're at the Pine Center in Darlington for my Monday moving Mondays with my seniors, 6 p.m. Thank y'all so much. Guys, have a great weekend. We will check y'all back out Tuesday. Have a great week, a great weekend. Stay safe out there.
I'm rubbing this on somebody's tail this weekend during the storm.
Ooh.
Yeah, be safe out there with this storm,
Shea
yo.
butter. Yes. And hearts and prayers are Jeff. Thank you for team. Hearts and prayers are going out to Florida, Tampa, all of you out there that's in the eye of the storm. We're
Yeah.
praying for your
Cuba
safety.
just lost all power. All
And
power has just been lost in Cuba.
mm,
How we
thank
Mm.
know
you.
that?
I just got a thing on ABC. You know I'm a news guy. Come on, bro.
Yeah, we know. All right, guys. Have a great night. Thank y'all for hanging in there till 10:10. We appreciate y'all. Good night.
All
Buenas
right.
noches.